why 100 rupees doesn't feel like 100 rupees anymore. You find a 100 rupees note in your pocket. A few years ago, that 100 rupees felt valuable. You could buy snacks, a cold drink, maybe even save some money afterward. But today, you walk into a store, buy a packet of chips, a soft drink, and maybe a chocolate, and suddenly most of that 100 rupees is gone. So, what happened? Did the note shrink? Did the government secretly reduce its value? No, not exactly. The answer is something that affects every single of us, whether we are students, parents, business owners, or workers. It's called inflation. And today, let's understand why 100 rupees doesn't feel like 100 rupees anymore. As a teenager, I often hear adults saying things like, "When I was your age, I could buy so much more with 100 rupees. At first, I thought they were exaggerating. But then I started looking at old prices. A movie ticket that once cost 20 rupees now costs 150 or more. A plate of biryani that used to be 40 rupees can now cost 200. Petrol prices have increased dramatically over the years. Even basic groceries cost much more than they did before. The surprising thing is that the 100 rupees note itself hasn't changed. What changed is what that 100 rupees can buy. Inflation is basically the increase in prices over time. When prices rise, the purchasing power of money falls. Purchasing power simply means how much stuff your money can buy. The higher the inflation, the lower the purchasing power. Think of money like a ticket. Years ago, a 100 rupees ticket could get you access to many things. Today, the same ticket gives you access to fewer things because prices have gone up. But why do prices increase at the first place? There are many reasons. Sometimes demand becomes higher than supply. For example, if a product becomes very popular but there isn't enough of it availability, sellers raise prices. Sometimes fuel prices increase. Since trucks transport almost everything we use, higher fuel costs make many products more expensive. Sometimes businesses face higher costs for raw materials, electricity, salaries, and transportation. Those costs eventually get added to the prices consumers pay, and sometimes government increase the money supply in the economy. When more money is chasing the same amount of goods, prices often rise. Now here's something interesting. Inflation isn't always bad. A small amount of inflation is actually considered normal in a growing economy. It encourages people to spend, invest, and start businesses instead of keeping all their money locked away. But when inflation becomes too high, it creates problems. Families struggle with household expenses. Students find education becoming more expensive. People feel that their salaries are not increasing fast enough, and saving money becomes harder because the value that money slowly decreased over time. Let's do a simple thought experiment. Imagine you put 100 rupees under your mattress and never touched it for 10 years. The note would still say 100 rupees. But after 10 years, it might buy far less than it could buy today. In other words, you didn't lose money physically, you lost purchasing power. And that's one of the biggest reasons why understanding money is so important. As teenagers, we often think financial topics are only for adults, but the truth is, the earlier we understand money, inflation, and economics, the better prepared we will be for the future. Because one day we will earn salaries, run businesses, invest money, and make financial decisions of our own. So the next time someone says 100 rupees isn't worth what it used to be, you will know exactly what they mean. The note is still 100, but thanks to inflation, its power has changed. And that's why 100 rupees doesn't feel like 100 rupees anymore.